All right, guys. Apologies again. We're having our streamer is having some ISP issues this morning because we've ruled out every other cause. So I think he's let us know there's a little construction outside his house that may be what's causing it. So we apologize for that. But we are back, guys. And Nick, I think we got something to give away, don't we?
Yeah, let's actually do a giveaway to make up for this really quick. Sorry, guys. We really appreciate you switching streams and coming back here. We appreciate you sticking around. So let's do a quick giveaway for another 150K straight to funded account, because we definitely smashed the likes on the other stream. That's for sure. And here's the rules as usual. Make sure to like the stream right now. Make sure to be subscribed to the channel, and then type the keyword Joey in the chat to participate in that giveaway. All right, in honor of Joey, our guest today, 150K straight to funded account. Type the keyword Joey in the chat right now.
Don Montez, you get the comment of the day award. I'm not gonna read it because we got stuff going on, but I had it highlighted. You get the comment of the day award, sir. You all saw it.
I always see it when you look at comments and you laugh, Matt. I always see it.
You know exactly what I'm laughing at too.
Oh man.
So I am long. I did get long when we had that technical issue. I got long at 973. I'm about 5 micros. I started with a position with 3 micros and added 2. So my average entry point is 980 for 5 micros.
Nice. All right.
What's your target on this, and what's your stop loss?
I want to see this break above 22,000. If we can break above 22,000, I really want to see 22,020 come into play, and then I'll probably just take all the position off then.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. So it's a good old inverse head and shoulder on the 1 minute too.
Yeah, it does look good. It looks like it. I would think, yeah, yesterday's high, which is where we're trying to hold right now. Previous day high is where I would want us to break above and continue. And then 22,000. It looks good though for the long.
Yep. And Chess is saying in the chat, quick run a giveaway whilst everyone is gone. We are running a giveaway. Keyword is Joey. Make sure that you like the stream and that you type Joey to win 150K straight to funded account.
Really need to see it get above this 22,000. I have a feeling we're gonna struggle a little bit there, but if we can get that push above, then we'll be looking pretty good.
Let's see. All right, guys, you can stop typing. We have a winner. Matt, do you want to announce him?
I don't know. I don't have it up right now. So where is it? We haven't picked the winner. Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
We have picked a winner, but it's so confusing that it looks like we don't have a winner.
Okay.
So I'll announce him or her. The winner of the 150K straight to funded account is Stay in the Right Lane. Congratulations. Make sure to type something in the chat really quick. Stay in the right lane.
I didn't know that was a winner. I thought that was just a comment.
That's what I thought too.
That's why.
It's like his background. Nick speaking in fucking code right now. Like, what do we got going on?
Yeah, you need to make these a little bit more clear for us older folk here.
He's in the chat there. He's in the chat. I see him saying thank you. Congratulations. You won a 150K straight to funded account. We're doing more today, guys. We're doing more. Stay tuned.
I love it. Congratulations.
Joey, how are you managing that position right now that we're struggling to push it up further?
Yeah, I'm just letting it play out. My stop is going to be probably under. It looks like I'm under VWAP here for my stop, and then just going to let it play out.
All right. Nice push to the upside there.
I expected a little bit of struggle at 22,000, just big round, even psychological number. So expected a little bit of struggle, but hopefully we can get that push through it. I think if we can't get that push through, we might see a pretty big pop.
Yeah, I think so too. Especially because we're still in the 50-minute opening range, and if it pushes through, it's definitely
And you said
going
your entry
through
was in the
upside.
70s?
Yeah, my first entry was 3 micros at 73, 74, excuse me, at 74. And then my second entry where I added 2 was at 990.
Okay. It shows the importance of a good entry, getting that in parts of your position in the 70s there, because you haven't been read much on this trade at all. So guys,
No.
it really goes to show whether this ends up being a winner or a loser. Entries in this type of market are so important.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly. Yeah.
position
And it's just going back to the plan that I wanted to see happen. Like I wanted to see this hold VWAP, or at least get back above and hold. Now we could still sell off and go below it. I'm not saying the trade's right now, but I wanted to see VWAP be, respected and show a little bit of strength coming out of it. And so once we saw that, I waited for a little bit of a pullback to get a good entry. That way I don't take too much heat, and then see how the trade plays out. But so far we're still holding below 22,000. So we could come down. We'll just let it play out and see.
I like
Yep.
it.
I
So
think if
do
we
you
get
use-
above that, it's going to go pretty quickly, though.
I would
Yeah.
imagine that if we get back above 22,000, we could see a big pop.
Yeah.
What other sort of I guess indicators or levels of confluence that do you use to feel comfortable about entering a trade?
Really just, I keep a pretty clean chart. I mean, I have VWAP. I'll watch quite a bit. Now, I will say that I love trading off sweeps of London levels or Asia levels, whether it be London lows, London highs, Asia lows, Asia highs. Catching sweeps from those levels and then catching the reversal out of them, because the Nasdaq's notorious for sweeping levels like that and then reversing from them. And so I'll look for things like that. But there are times where I'll throw up volume profile and I'll look at value areas, whether it be value area high, value area low on the volume profile or point of control, and see where the most volume is being conducted, and I'll look at those for confluence as well.
Nice. Okay. Yeah,
I heard
chatted-
you're a bookmap trader. Yeah, I heard you love your bookmap.
Yeah, I do look at book maps, and I was telling people, like, don't use it as like the main form of trading by any means. This is not for new traders to look at. It's very confusing. It's very overwhelming, but yeah, it's definitely. I've been trying to get more into actually using volume profile. I know a lot of successful traders that use it, and so book maps is just one of those areas of confluence that I use. But by no means am I just looking at the book maps chart. Sometimes I don't even have it on. It's just nice to kind of see the order flow from a visual standpoint.
100%. Yeah. Well, we got up to 21,999, and then we just rejected it.
Yeah. Really, like that 22,000 level is heavy right now.
It is.
Yeah, both sides have tipped their hands. That's where they're going to fight.
Yeah.
A very interesting area.
I'm watching this closely. If we get down to close to VWAP, I will probably take this trade off, because I don't want to get caught in a big flush down below VWAP here. So I do have a stop set just below VWAP here.
At like the 960s. Is that where your stop is? At around 960?
Yeah, we're literally at 960.
Okay.
I think that's a very good stop. Yeah. Because I mean, VWAP's sitting right above it. NASDAQ likes to wick a little bit, so it gives it a little bit more room. Then we have previous day close sitting at the 962 level. So definitely an interesting range that we're in. I feel like this 40-point range is kind of the key turner for what we end up doing, whether we break or we break to the upside or break to the downside. So let's see how this unfolds. Hopefully we don't get the same sort of action. So far it's been good, but hopefully we don't get just this barcode coding happen.
Oh gosh, yeah.
For the rest of the stream, because
that's been a theme though, and we've talked about it. Like, it's not an episode of Tradeify TV if we don't have at least an hour of barcoding. It's been, I think, Joey, I don't know if you feel the same way, one of the more frustrating things in the market the last 3 or 4 months. We basically get like 1, maybe 2 chances per day. Those may not even happen in the New York session. And then, fuck your trades the rest of the day is basically what the market says.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's been brutal. I mean, during the New York Open, it seems. Here we are getting that break.
Well, there's the push.
There you go. There's your pop.
We just want to see this get a little bit of continuation here. I did move my stop up. Now I'm just sitting just above my break-even point. I'm about 10 points for my stop in the money. So
Nice.
we're risk off on this. We're gonna let this thing try to get up to the 20s.
That's always such a great feeling when you're in a trade, especially one that you're just like waiting way too long in.
Yeah, 100%.
And then you finally get to move it in the profit.
Yeah, this is one of those trades where I'm definitely moving my stop up.
Yeah.
And it may actually stop me out here. Okay, there. It did come down and stop me out. So we are.
Well, 10 points is 10 points.
10 points.
Yeah.
I'll take it down.
Really great trade management too. I mean, that's something to also. It's so important to, as a trader, make sure that you know how to not only execute your trades but manage them as you're in it. Because I don't know about you, but like sometimes my sentiment on the trade, and it kind of sounds like this might have happened here, tends to shift while you're when you're watching these candles unfold. You know, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're noticing that you know, there's a little bit less conviction happening on the trade that you actually want to see. So you'd rather just cut it break even, or, you know, get out of the trade in profits while you're in there, rather than see it potentially make the move, but then, you know, completely reverse on you. So great trade management on your end.
Yeah, it just comes down to, for me, again, just that see profit, take profit. Like I want to make sure I secure something, you know, in case the NASDAQ does want to pull back off a headline. Again, that's what's really helped me move forward with my trading lately, is just making sure that I lock in something, right? See profit, take profit. That's kind of what I've been trading by lately.
Well, and I think it's the trade management is so it's just not talked about enough, right? Because I mean, listen, we're here as streamers. You do it as well. And I'm not pointing fingers at any person or group or anything like that, but there are just too many out there that like maybe put up like a couple of social media posts per week about these huge wins, but they don't have to talk about the accounts that they blow, or they don't have to talk about what can be major losses. And I understand this is all a math game at the end of the day, but I think it frustrates me a little bit that we don't talk about things like trade management, where like in your situation, like you're a few minutes into the trade, not necessarily going for you, against you, your risk out, the risk is gone at that point. And the more times you can put yourself in that position, especially, I mean, obviously you've been trading it several years now, but as newer traders, guys, the more you can put yourself in that position, the longer you're going to hold accounts. The longer you hold accounts, the better chance you have of getting them to eventual payout status. So don't be afraid, guys. Drag that stop to break even. I'm not saying do it right away. If you're constantly getting stopped out at break even and then it's running, you have to make some adjustments. But every now and then, especially when we're in that barcoding action or indecisive action, to be able to just take the risk off the trade is as Miriam said, one of the best feelings in trading, outside of booking a really nice win.
Yeah, it takes off the pressure, and it feels, you know, I think a lot of us want to get into a trade and have it just run up or run down or whatever position we're in, and just make the move quickly. And a lot of times that's not the case, right? We get this sort of like pitter-pattery sort of moves, and we're just kind of stuck in a trade that we're like, oh, come on, make a move, right? So I think maybe I have a bias for those sort of trades where when I do, that's why I do like these sort of breakout trades, because I'm in it and I'm quick, like I'm quick in and out, and you know, I'm done. And Asanka, our trading coach yesterday, said it really nicely, because when you get these downside moves, we have been, you know, sort of in this uptrend. So when you get these downside moves, get in and get the fuck out, because you don't want to be overstaying your welcome, because it can easily be, you know, eaten up. And then, as you guys can see, I got stopped out of my trade in profits, though, because that's essentially what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that quick move to the downside. If we continue moving down, great, but I'm not going to let a green trade go red, right? There's no reason to do that. And if you get stopped out and it completely just goes and does what you wanted it to do, that's fine too. At least you weren't like mentally, you know, in this position that is just not working out for you. So for me, you know, it's kind of one of those, like you said, Joey, like see profit, take profit, don't overstay your welcome, and that's okay. You can always get into another trade.
I mean, it's even if you're like, even in this scenario here, right, where we are still moving higher, we are still trying to go up to those, you know, was it 2020s? I mean, it's cool. It's even though I'm stopped out, I'm exited the trade. Like, it's still cool to see like the trade play out, how you seeing it play. You know, it's okay to get stopped out in profit. You know, it's just one of those things where, I mean, I'm up $100 right now, which is on that trade. So I mean, that's fine with me. But it's always cool to see the trade play out how you see it playing it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we are pushing up above this 22,000. We're making a little bit smaller moves here, but we did get some nice volume on that last candle on the 2 minute at least. So now we just kind of wait. What would you be eyeing up here if you were potentially looking for another setup?
Yeah, I think this would be a good orb play, right? Where we're watching that 15-minute high and seeing if we can get a push above that, because we also have a little bit of consolidation in that 20 to 40 range on the NASDAQ. And so a push above that 15-minute high, sending us above that consolidation, I think could be good for a little retest. So we'll get the push above it, catch a retest, and then maybe catch a long to send us back to those highs there. But right now, we're very much, it just feels in the middle. And so I'm trying to let price just pick a direction at this point. Don't diddle in the middle.
Don't diddle in the middle. I like
Makes
it.
sense. And while we wait, let's actually give the chat the opportunity to ask Joey some questions. So guys, if you do have questions for Joey, maybe about his trading style, maybe about his own YouTube channel, maybe about literally anything, make sure to put them in the chat so we can pick the best ones and ask him.
Looks like Romeze, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, took profit from my trade from 21,970 to 22,000. Thanks for the trade, Joey. Spot on analysis. That looks great.
Nice money. Money.
Why not iced coffee?
Why not iced coffee?
Here we go.
Yeah,
there they go.
Just don't ask them. Don't ask somebody hot coffee, iced coffee. Ask them about politics and religion instead. It's probably a less nasty response.
What did it do to you? People really want to know why you.
I know. Yeah, I know. My community is the same way. They always give me crap for talking down on iced coffee. I don't know. Coffee is just meant to be it's just meant to be hot. Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. I gotta agree with that. Yeah.
You're just meant to have hot coffee. I mean, I'm not gonna go to think of it during the winter. Now I know somebody's gonna come at me with arguments for the summer, but think of it during the winter. I'm not gonna go to a Starbucks or a 7 Brew and get an iced caramel macchiato when it's 30 degrees outside. You know what I mean? It's
borderline psychotic. Yes.
Yeah. So it's it's just meant to be hot. I don't know. And also too, just drinking a hot cup early in the mornings just is relaxing.
The heat wakes you up too. I mean, it's scientific. You're getting called out in the chat by a couple people though about something about iced coffee in Florida. What's the story there?
I did have an iced coffee in Florida. I'm not gonna lie. There is video proof of me drinking one iced coffie. One. Let's not get it twisted.
It sounds like they're breaking down the video like it's the Zapruder film right there. Just he did it. It's on tape. Everything's on tape now. It's 2025.
Somebody's gonna clip this. I know it.
It is gonna get clipped. Yeah, for sure.
This will be one of those like YouTube videos where streamer lies on camera and it's got the whoever's doing it the reaction shot where everybody looks really surprised all the time. I don't know why everyone on YouTube looks surprised in their thumbnails. It's I guess it's just something we do. But
I'm 100% going to be on TikTok after this.
Well, wait a second, Joey. G-Man said he even liked it. Is that true?
It was. I'm not going to say I loved it. It was okay.
All right.
Oh, man. I don't know. This is kind of one of those days, guys.
I'll say you'll never see me drinking an iced coffee again.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. All right.
Let's see. Somebody's going to clip that too.
Here.
Somebody's going to clip that too.
Can you prove that you, in fact, did not enjoy it? I don't know how I'd prove that.
Asking you to prove a negative. That's difficult.
Go get an iced coffee right now and show us how much you hate it.
Yeah. Be right back, chat.
Yeah, he'll be trying to drink it like those videos you see with people with rabies that that can't drink water.
Oh man.
Well.
All right,
so Yathir is asking, Joey, what gives you confirmation for your entry and what's your risk to reward?
Yeah. So confirmation on the trade, it very much comes down to just context of the market and where we're at in price and levels we're testing, so on and so forth. If I talk about my initial balance strategy where I trade failed auctions, the confirmation for me is once we do get a break above either the high or the low, and we do see a little bit of weakness on the 5-minute time frame coming back within the IB. That's enough confluence for me to either take a short from the initial balance high or a long from the initial balance low. And so that'd be confluence for me. Now, I will say a lot of my trades lately, as far as R&R goes, a lot of my trades lately, just because I've been talking about C profit, take profit, have been 1-to-1s, close, maybe a little more. But on a good IB play, they're generally larger. So I might have a 3-to-1, right? So it kind of just depends on the context of the market. If I'm trading IB, generally it's a little bit larger, but if I'm not trading the IB, it's usually 1-to-1 trades.
So when it comes to that 60-minute initial balance, are you trading breakouts and breakdowns from that area? Or are you looking for retests of that area? How do you play that?
Yeah, so if we do get a breakout and we're gonna see continuation, generally I'll see a breakout, just take the initial balance high here. I'll see a breakout of the initial balance high, come down and retest this general area, and then see the strength continue us higher. That's how I have confirmation of a possible continuation to the upside. And then obviously vice versa to the IB low, right? When we see the initial balance low get taken, and then we get a retest of it and continuation, more strength to the
one of my favorite patterns, just break, retest, and go. It's so simple. It works on just about any time frame and or chart type. But yeah, a classic break, retest, and go. It's one of the earliest patterns I learned, and it's still one I use most common to this day.
Yeah, it's good. I've noticed that, I wouldn't say that I trade breakouts more. I would say a majority of my trades are failures of those levels, where we do get that breakout and then fail it and come back within. I would say that's majority of my trades, I would say.
Nice.
Even going back to like Friday of last week, like it was an IB trader's dream on Friday of last week, where we just had failure after failure after failure on those levels, and it was a rinse and repeat day.
Yeah. We've noticed a lot of those. I mean, I think we talked about it yesterday. Like if you're a range trader, you are in a trading dreamland.
Yeah.
So
until it breaks. Until it breaks.
Yeah.
Well, we're still holding we're in those 20s on the NAS, kind of just hovering in this level. See if we
this is that area on the pre-market that we just kind of chopped around up through that 2240 area that you had mentioned as well.
Yep. The initial balance is going to be set here. What time is it? 9:22. So about 8 minutes, 7 minutes. So that initial balance range will be set, and we can start looking for. I will start looking for trades around those levels.
Nice. Do you feel like there are certain times of the day, when East Coast is going into lunchtime, are there certain times of the day that you don't like to trade? Or it doesn't matter for you?
I don't like trading anywhere from noon Central Time. So that'd be 1 Eastern. Noon Central, anywhere to about 1 o'clock, 1:30 Central. It's just really low volume. It seems it just doesn't feel like there's a lot of opportunities there for me.
Yeah.
And so if I am going to trade the afternoon and I am going to come back and trade, then it'd be power hour for me.
Yeah. I have noticed that too. Is lunchtime volume. Even if we get a move or something, it's just the volume is lacking, and it's not the best time to trade. We'll sometimes get a random lunchtime move, but often more often than not, I see just low volume and chop.
Yep. 100%.
Do you feel like there has been like a specific thing that you struggled with in your early trading? Because I know we talk about this a lot. Like Matt is a reform chaser. I'm also, a combination of that and a FOMO trader when I first started. But what was your issue as a trader that you had to get over?
Accepting that I was wrong. Like that, I think that was a huge one. And still to this day, I still have moments, right, to where it's like, really, like I was wrong on this trade. Like it's, there's still moments. I think every trader, no matter what anybody says, we're all human, right?
Right.
We all have human emotion. So I still think to some extent, even the most seasoned traders battle that. But for me early on, that was huge, right? It was just accepting being wrong. And I think the shift into learning how to be wrong was where I started seeing a little bit more success with trading. Was okay, being wrong's fine. It's just learning how to be wrong, right? Trading very much goes against the grain of how we're wired to think, right? It very much does, because as like people, as humans, like we're naturally wired to not want to be wrong. Like we hate being wrong, and so for us to have to rewire our brain and rethink in those certain scenarios to be wrong, we're very much going against the grain on how we're wired. And so I think that's why a lot of people struggle with trading and struggle with chasing red days and trying to get red days back and blowing up accounts, is because we're not really there yet on learning how to be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a very unconventional job, right? Like what other industry are you able to make the amount of money that you make in trading in such little time? Sometimes seconds, right? And so it's something that goes, like you said, against the grain of this norm that we're used to. What was your biggest issue with being wrong? Was it that you would be wrong and then you would jump back into it? Was it that you would, size up on your next play? How did that affect you?
I did all the things. I did everything wrong. Like if I was wrong in a trade, early on, like I would immediately hop back in. I would size back up and try to get back, what I lost on the very next trade. And it's anything you could have gone wrong, I probably did it. And I think every trader has, right? And so whether it was flipping, like being wrong on the trade, and then flipping sides, if I was wrong on the long trade, and then I would switch to short, and then it'd immediately go back in my favor for the longs, and then I would size back up and try to get the red day back. And it's I did it all. And so it's definitely a battle.
Yeah,
pretty clean move to the upside here.
Yeah, it is 100%. We're in those 40s.
Not sure if you discussed that while I was away, but how do you handle this now? Because you were right, and then you got stopped out for 10 points, and now it runs without you. I assume you didn't re-enter. So
Nope.
how do you mentally handle a situation like that?
I'm fine with it, right? I mean, I haven't re-entered the position. I haven't chased it or anything. Again, I'm cool with just knowing that my idea played. Even if I'm in it or not, like the idea played, it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Obviously I got stopped out for a small profit in comparison to what it could have been. But the market always provides opportunities, right? There's going to be another opportunity, so there's no need for me to try to chase when I've already executed the trade.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, strong mental game there. I think people underestimate how hard it is what you're doing right now, which is nothing.
Absolutely. Well, we want to get these likes up, guys. Let's get these likes up a little bit more. Let's see at least 400 on the likes. And then, you know what? We might be due for another giveaway. So let's get those likes up. Give it up for Joey. So
Nice.
he is killing it with the analysis and the information. We love to see it. And Joey, as I understand too, you just recently started streaming. Is that right?
I did. Yeah, I just started. Well, I would say consistently streaming I've just started. I've streamed before in the past, but yeah, I'm really starting to start streaming live more now. I enjoy it a lot. Like I enjoy having the company in the chat to just to talk with and execute trades with. So it's always a good feeling.
That's awesome. We'll also let everyone know where they can find you on socials, on your streams, on everything.
Yeah, just on YouTube. It's just I think the handle is I'm Joey Morgan, or you can just search for Joey Morgan Day Trades. I'll probably come up. So Joey Morgan on YouTube. Twitter is Joey Trades 11, and Instagram's new for me. I just started a new Instagram. I'm excited to have it because I love skits. Like I used to do a little bit of acting in my day.
Nice.
And so I love skits, and so I'm really gonna start ramping up the skits game. on Instagram, and so I created a new Instagram. It's called Iconic Day Trader.
Nice.
Yeah, it's spelled IKONIK, Day Trader.
Iconic Day Trader. Okay.
Yeah. And
So
so,
when you're
doing
talking about
just
like skits, like is it
there?
like the funny trading skits that?
yeah, just some funny trading skits and just like some storyline stuff too. Like just anything really. Like I said, I used to do some acting, and when I was younger, and I like doing that kind of stuff. So
That's awesome. Let's
Nice.
go. Well, we're here for it. I mean, we definitely we could do like a little Tradeify collab with some of these skits, possibly.
100%, yeah, that'd be fun.
That'd be fun
That'd
for
be
sure. I love it. I love it.
All right,
All right,
I'm
Nick.
starting to see a bull flag set up here.
I was watching your face. You look like you were deep in focus
Yeah,
there.
I was just analyzing it. I just mapped out how I would take this trade if we're gonna stay within that stop loss range here. So as long as we do not fall below 29.50, I'm gonna enter this as soon as we break it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching. So the IB is set. We're an hour in. So the initial balance is set. We are actually hovering the IB high here. And so I'm going to look for either a break above the IB and a retest to continue higher, or I'm going to look for a break and then some sort of weakness indicating that we're going to come back within. Right now, I'm leaning more toward the break and retest for continuation higher, just given the strength that we had from the lower levels early on in the session. So we could see continuation higher, but we'll see how the market plays once we get above that IB.
And that's your normal strategy, right? You wait for the break and then you enter on the retest.
For continuation higher, yes.
Yeah.
If we're going to get continuation above the IB high, I'll wait for a retest and catch the strength higher continuation.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Otherwise, if we do break the IB high and we get weak, then I'll look for a rejection or a failure of that to then get short and target maybe 50% of the IB if I can.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So
Just,
even go
Sorry,
ahead.
Mary, just quick info. I just pulled my order because we dropped too low.
Okay. Yeah, this is like, it's funny because there's like strategies within strategies. I said this earlier on the stream. We had like stream inception, but it's like strategy inception is really a thing too, because you can have a strategy where in this example, you're looking at the initial balance and you're looking for a potential breakout of that initial balance with a retest. But then, for you, you're like, well, there could be another play in this where we get the breakout, don't get the push, we put in a top wick, and then essentially that could be a short indication to take it to 50% of the retracement, which is, there's so much in this trading world. Like, that's why it's like, there's no one strategy fits all. It's whatever, sets up in your eyes that works the best and pattern recognition for you. Like, that's what you should go with. Obviously, back test these strategies, make sure that they're actually, profitable. But it's cool to listen to other traders and how they trade, because someone could be seeing a fair value gap or something like that. But for me, it's like, oh, I just see an imbalance, right? So it's cool to kind of hear about what other traders see, and we're all on the same side too, right? We're all trying to make money and do our best
100%.
here.
Yeah.
So,
There is no one size fits all, and even some traders will just ride momentum. They'll see strength in one particular direction, then hop in on a good entry point and just ride momentum in a particular direction. Like, it really just depends on who you are as a trader, and I always say, like, traders have their own personality in trading, right? And so everybody's different. We know what works for me isn't going to work for the next person. What works for them may not work for me, right? It's just kind of depends on your risk tolerance and your personality in trading.
Yeah, I think that's a point Mark Douglas talks about constantly as well in his books and lectures and stuff, is that, like, we all bring both positive and negative emotional baggage into our trading, right? Like, it's almost like, you're and it is, when you get into the market, you're almost like entering a relationship with the markets, right? And in any relationship we have, business, personal, romantic, whatever, like, we're bringing baggage, some good, some bad. And so I've always told people it's don't try to be Trader X on YouTube, or don't try to be you've got to learn where your strengths are in the markets. And it's not surprising to hear that you've you played a sport in your background, because athletes are especially have to do that if they're going to continue on in their careers, right? Even up to the point of high school and college, forget pros and all that, where you know where your strengths are as a player. It doesn't matter if it's baseball, basketball, football, whatever. You steer into your strengths, right? It used to be, well, make your weaknesses your strengths. Well, no, that's really not the case anymore. It's find what your strengths are and emphasize those. And for some people, it's trade management. For some people, it's spotting it. But you've got to be able to map your whole trading methodology around what you do best, and it takes time to figure that out.
100%, definitely agree.
Absolutely. Nick,
I'm
are you
taking
still
this
looking
half
at
size. I'm taking it half size. Just decided. It's too large of a stop loss for full size, but definitely good for half.
All right.
Trades for Jess. Trades with Jess. Always good to see you in the chat.
What's up, Jess?
Somebody said Jess hit 10K subscribers on YouTube. Congrats for that.
Go.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congrats.
That's killing it.
YouTube's a grind.
It is.
It is, yeah.
It is for us, and we've got a hell of a team behind us and all that. It's I can't imagine somebody doing it on their own.
Yeah, YouTube's not easy.
Yeah.
How are you doing both at the same time, Joey? Like that must be hard, managing trades while streaming, while doing funny skits. Like you're doing everything.
Yeah, I would say so I built my YouTube channel really off like prop firm industry news related type long form videos. Just kind of bringing, updates to the community, the trading community. Right. And so I found that, that brought a lot of value to people, and it helped me grow pretty quickly. My YouTube channel, I started my YouTube channel a long time ago, but consistently posting, and really trying to make something out of my channel. I started a year ago, in I think it was actually May last year, and so we grew to over 7,000 subs now within the year, and it's just been from posting updates in the prop firm space. I find that a lot of people get value out of that because they want to know what's happening, they want to know other people's opinions and thoughts on certain things, and so that's just really connected and resonated with my audience, and that's really what I've been doing on the whole Instagram skits. Like I love, like, people love those short form funny videos, right? It brings entertainment. People love watching those, and so just having that acting career, I think that would be it would be good for me to do that on Instagram and doing that. So.
Well, let me ask you this then. We talked about some of the positives without naming names, of course. You're doing that. Like, what are some of the red flags you've seen in other firms that it's just like, I'm not sure they're going to get my business?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have to name names, but it's like, I'm sure everyone's seen the previous interview that I've done with another firm, right? I mean, I think live transit, like a clear path to live, is super important. And if you're gonna take people live, make sure you have structure and a live department to take people live with. If you don't, at least just say right now, as a firm, we don't have a clear path to live. We're working on it, but we don't have a clear path to live. And so you can expect, in X amount of time, we have a live department. We'll be sending out emails, taking traders live then, right? Mm-hmm. I just think transparency, right? Let's not hide anything. Let's not beat around the bush. Let's just talk and show where our firm is at currently and be transparent about it. Mm-hmm. Right? I think that's huge. If you don't have that, then at that point, the traders are lacking some sort of knowledge to know if they're safe with the firm that they're with or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
the other thing I'll add is that if something's always 90% off, it's never 90% off, if you get what I'm saying.
It's just the normal price.
Yeah, that's just the price. It's so imagine if like cars took that tack, right? Like, here's your new Ford F-150. The price is $1.7 million, but we have a sale today, and you can get it for just $28,000 or $35,000 or whatever the hell it'll go for nowadays.
Imagine.
People would get laughed at for stuff like that in other industries. I don't know why it doesn't happen a little more here. Sure, sales, you want to do 20, 30, 40, okay. But yeah, something that's always 80, 90. Wasn't there like a 95 in some, I think, a firm that's long since
I think somebody did that. Yeah. There was
it was just like, what's the fucking point at that? It's
just set it up to the price. Like,
I would say too, the prop firm space it's getting very crowded, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of new
Yeah.
firms coming in too. And what you're going to see is, we've already kind of seen this too, there's kind of a theme here, is you're going to see newer firms come in and they're going to offer a shiny object, right? They're going to offer something that looks so good and super appealing to the traders to get traders into the firm, right? Whether it's sustainable or not, they're going to offer something to help give them an edge for being the new kid on the block, right? And so, and that doesn't always work out to the best, for the prop firm or the trader, because at the end of the day, while it may work out for you in the short term, it may screw you over later on, right? And that's the one thing you want to avoid. So the biggest advice I can say is just, you guys know, like, we're all traders, we're all smart here. We know what firms have credibility, what firms have been around, what firms are trustworthy, right? And so there's no need to trade 50 different firms. Stick with a couple that you know are credible and are here for the long term.
I would also say having a clear view of leadership is always important as well. When obviously we had our CEO and on your stream, and there's been other, like, I think and it doesn't have to be like the CEO, but somebody in the admin at the firm is doing interviews, and you know who this person is. This isn't shadowy trader X in whatever country, wherever, right? And I'm not saying firms have to be based in one place or another, but it just seems like the companies that have a CEO that's out there, and that who it is, and B, in most cases are headquartered like US, UK, in a reputable country. And Europe seem to have a much better longer term outlook than some of these ones that pop up, in like Cyprus or something, and do 90% discounts and then disappear in 30 days. And you're seeing more and more of that. So make sure you're careful with that, guys. Don't just cut out the middleman. Just stick with Tradeify.
There you go.
Yeah, we do have some of the Tradeify fam in the chat here. So we appreciate you all. We appreciate you all sticking around every day on the stream, and definitely showing up today for Joey as well. And by the way, guys, I think we're about to cross 400 likes. And Miriam, didn't you say that we're going to do another giveaway at 400 likes?
I sure did. So
Sitting at 395. So
were we busting out the southern accents there, Miriam?
you know what? We just might,
Oh,
so
no.
but only if we
All
get
right.
these likes to over 400.
Joey's like, what the fuck did I get
He's
myself
like,
into
what did I
here?
get myself into?
Listen. I'm from Arkansas. Okay, my whole family has southern accents. It's okay. For whatever reason, I didn't adopt that, but my whole entire family, they all have southern accents. So
Well, I'll tell you
now
what,
we got to hear it.
we can all meet then there at the Cracker Barrel right after the program here.
he feels right at home here. And Miriam, we're definitely, we just smashed 447 we're sitting at. So go for it.
All right, y'all. Let's see. Are we? I don't even know. Joey, do you want to pick the giveaway keyword? What should the keyword
Go for
be?
it, Joey.
yeah, we'll do that. You know what? I see. We'll do Arkansas. Just type Arkansas.
All
Shout
right.
out
You guys have to spell
Arkansas it
this
is.
correctly, please.
Yeah, we're not going to give you
make sure you
clues.
like
They got to
the stream.
spell it
Who
right.
knows where Arkansas is, anyways? Like,
Make sure you like the stream. Make sure you're subscribed, and type Arkansas in order to win 150K straight to funded account. Now, go.
I'm in the St. Louis area. I'm not too far from Arkansas.
oh, you in St. Louis?
Yeah.
Springfield.
Missouri?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we need to do a stream in the city then.
Yeah. Love that.
Let's do a stream on top of the arch.
There you go.
Like not in the top of the arch, on top of the arch. I'm pretty sure we'll get arrested, but it'll make for some great content.
we will get arrested.
It's content.
That is
It's good content.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine like streamers get arrested. That's great. Great headline.
Or idiot streamer falls off arch. That's
After drinking iced coffee.
yeah.
All right. It seems like my trade here started the chop. Sorry, guys.
Yep. What did you expect, Nick? Come on.
Well, I mean,
What
somebody
was he
had to
getting?
do it. Somebody had to do it. I'll take all
No.
responsibility. My trade started the chop.
Man, it's been a difficult market to get. I feel like, once we get a movement, we get just. I mean, we've been getting direction. Yes, I can't say what we haven't, but getting an entry on a move that's already had direction has been kind of hard. But this
Yeah.
is the level I would expect to break out. I do expect this
Yeah.
to continue moving to the upside.
I'm
I
in the
want to
same
see
boat.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Boundless Pavely, I think, is asking if I can walk him through the thought process holding this trade and what I'm feeling emotionally. It's a good question, actually. So here's the thing. For me, this is a pretty perfect setup, right? I have a move in one direction, which in this case was bullish. So I'm waiting for a consolidation. I mark the bull flag, and then upon the break of the bull flag, I take the trade. Usually I take it right on the break. Here I waited a bit too long, so my entry was pretty shitty, but I took it half size because I knew the stop loss is going to be too big for my normal size. Right now that it's chopping around here, I do not really like this. I'm going to be honest. I want to see a break very, very soon, because otherwise I might just as well close this trade. Because for bull flags and bear flags, like if you don't see a move within the first 5 minutes after breaking the flag, like usually there's no follow through. But also on the other hand, I want to keep the trade on because the setup is clean, and I want to make sure that you guys see how I manage this. One thing that actually helps me manage this and just stay in it is literally sounds stupid, but it is the fidget spinner. Like I love just fidgeting around with something that like a fidget spinner or a tennis ball or whatever. So I get distracted. But again, like if we don't see a follow through here in the next 2-3 minutes, I'm probably just going to close this manually.
We are just really consolidating here in these 40s, man. Just hanging out.
Yeah, your
We
next
also-
level, I mean, I see bookmap orders at 50, but nothing really that significant above that. Maybe 62, but then you got 2100. That's where I would really be targeting once you get above 60.
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's an important thing as well. For the target, I usually set my target right below the 5-minute candle bodies, and I found this to work really, really well with bull flags and bear flags, or general targets, like anywhere where you can see a 5-minute candle body at a significant level, which 22,094 is a significant level. I'm setting my target like 5 points below that candle body. That's usually how I do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I think we have our winner, guys. So please, if you are typing in Arkansas in the chat, go ahead and stop typing. This giveaway is currently over. So we do have a winner.
Arkansas is still going strong.
we're still typing. But Nick, do you want to announce who the winner is?
Yeah, let's go for it. We have another funny name. Like, what's going on today? So this 150K straight funded account winner is First Name. So congratulations, First Name. You just won 150K straight to funded account. Make sure you type something in the chat so we see you, and then you're going to get instructions from background Nick here, who tells you what to do in order to claim that prize.
Joey, I gotta know a really important question.
Yes.
Are you a bull or are you a bear?
Oh,
Thank you.
So quick with it.
For fuck's sake, I'm
Damn
tired
it.
of being outnumbered on this damn show.
Mariam,
I barely
we should
finished my
kick him
sentence.
out.
and you- bull.
We should kick him out, Mariam. What do you think?
Nope, veto. He's
You know
sticking
what?
around.
For
In
the
fact,
sake
I want him
of-
here every damn day now.
I'm here to even the playing field.
Yeah,
Thank
that's,
you.
Well,
yeah. And for
the
the
thing
sake
is-
of the hate for iced coffee, because I am also a hot coffee drinker. If I do drink coffee, you can stay. You can stay.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome to stay.
Appreciate that.
The
I
funny
had to
thing
get that
is-
out of there. So
The funny thing is, I'm in a long, so I'm technically Team Bull now too, Mariam.
yeah, this is
Shit.
true. I will give it though. Like, you know, these fake out breakouts that we've been getting, at least to the downside, have been really good long opportunities. I've missed a few, but I've caught a decent amount as well. So you know, I'm not always looking for the downside. You guys may have seen me take a few longs here, but unfortunately they were not successful the times that I did take them on here. But my downside moves are always popping, so I'll stick with those for as long as I can.
Fair enough.
We are
What is
trying to
it
get
for
a little
you?
bit of continuation up here.
Mhm.
Trying to hold above
Yeah.
that IB.
Yeah, I would like to see
I'm
that.
really trying here.
I would like to see Nick take profit, and then I would love to get below that +1 standard deviation band. I think in the 25 to 20 area might be an area I'd look for a short down to VWAP.
Yeah,
Can
just let
you
me take
explain
profit.
that?
Yeah, no, I want you to take profit first. I'm not trading against you, but
Thank you.
Matt, for anyone who doesn't understand the standard deviation, can you go over like what that is?
so basically, let's see with the best area. Yeah, if we could put up my chart, I'm going to get a few things off the screen here just so it's a little easier to digest. So very, very basically, guys, this line here is VWAP, the volume weighted average price. It's just a long story short, the average price paid for a contract throughout this session. And my VWAP is not anchored to anything. It's just a daily VWAP. It'll reset when the markets, start tomorrow's session at 6 o'clock tonight. So these bands are the dotted line within the bands is plus and minus 1 standard deviation. And then I've put a small tolerance band around them because I found the plus and the minus 1 standard deviations work best as zones rather than a specific line on the chart. But basically, guys, it is well worth your time. I can't remember which of our guests brought this up. I think it was Brian Stonk that said having a baseline understanding of statistics and probability really helps you as a trader. You don't got to go to Harvard. You don't got to go take applied advanced statistics 507 or any bullshit like that. But there's probably 100 very basic videos out there. The bell curve standard deviation is very, very important, I think, for any trader, especially the ones that's using VWAP, to understand. And I won't. It would take 30 minutes to kind of go through it all now, and it's a lot of the information you just don't need. So go find a 10-15 minute YouTube video on that once we're done streaming today. But it's basically about 67% of the price action is going to stay statistically within +1 and -1 standard deviation. So we're getting above those. In general, you're not going to see me take shorts above +1 standard deviation. In general, you're not going to see me take longs below without a really, really nice pattern and a really strong thesis behind it. So it also kind of helps us to understand the extremeness of moves. When we're spending a ton of time above +2 standard deviation or below -2, it shows us that we are in a statistically we're in outlier price action. So we got to be very careful in that. So that's kind of a basic understanding. Maybe I'll do a couple of videos on Twitter or something for that in the coming weeks. But yeah, that's a very basic understanding of that. The VWAP setting it's just I use a free indicator called the VWAP intraday. It's available on TradingView. They have some paid indicators as well, but this one is free and it's very easy to use. That I highly encourage you. Different platforms can sometimes calculate VWAP differently. It can be a little off in terms of this or that. This is the one that's been the most consistent for me. So yeah, no problem, Trades with Jess. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just guys, go find a video on the bell curve, standard deviation, etc., and watch it. And don't spend more than about an hour or two learning it.
Yeah,
Fair
good.
enough.
Thank you for breaking that down. I know you like to use standard deviation a lot, and we are trying to get this push here. Watch 62. Watch 62 on the
Yeah.
on
Now
the
that we
chart
get
here.
now that we did
Trump
get this
is
push,
speaking right now, guys. Trump is
I moved
speaking.
my
I don't know. He's
stop
being
up.
interviewed.
Guys, just for accountability purposes here and transparency purposes, I moved my stop up to 22.033 to that low here because we had to follow through finally. So I'm the biggest loss I can get is like 13 points.
Yeah, this is a good
All
move. Catching that continuation there on the IB high. I do see those orders at 62 on Bookmap. So
Oh, nice. I
definitely
didn't know you used Bookmap as
watch
well.
that. Yeah, I do use it. I have it queued up. I use it really just to kind of see like where a lot of orders are sitting, just like kind of like you mentioned, like just order flow and just where we have some resting orders, and use that for an idea of where the market might try to navigate towards. So
Yeah.
we do have orders sitting there at 62, which looks like a good spot to have to watch for there. But break above that, I mean, we could go straight to those highs.
Yeah. I
I'd
would
love to see
expect that. Nick, I don't know what you said your target was. Where do you have it there?
75.
Okay.
Well, 75.25, but
Okay. Yeah. I like to usually take my profits like a little before that. If we're trying to break out of a range, usually I'll get out before that, because I've seen it happen more often than not where we make a lower high and then we just like push back down. Same thing with the short.
But no real follow through here on that one. We had the push 3 minutes ago, but back into the at least like the top of the range now. So I think we also just lost Joey. We just lost Joey's
Oh,
cam.
no.
Did you lose my
For some
camera?
reason.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
We can still
But
hear
you're still here, Joey, right?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay, cool. We hear you. We hear you. It's
Something is in the air today.
Something is in
technicals.
there.
something is in the air. Yeah, very true. Very true. If we have
You
follow
guys in
through
the
on
chat, can you still hear Joey?
Check, check, check.
Yeah,
Just wanna
if
make
we
sure.
Sorry, guys. If we have follow through on this and we make a higher high, I would move my stop to break even. Just
Could be my
because it's
camera,
not-
actually.
It's not moving.
They can
properly.
still hear. Well, yeah, they can still hear you in the chat, so we're good to go.
I think it might have been my camera. Here, we'll
Yeah.
turn it back on and see. Maybe you got me back.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's back. There we go.
Yay.
My
All
camera.
right. So as soon as we see 59, I'm gonna move my stop to break even +1.
Yeah, these orders are starting to get. It looks like they're trying to. Yeah, they're trying to fill these
All
orders
right,
now.
59.
Here we go.
I'm
Getting
at
that push.
break even +1.
Whenever I see this on book maps,
The worst that could happen is I make $10.
What how many contracts are you in?
5 micros. I took it half size because it wasn't the risk to reward just wasn't there for full size.
Yeah,
Are you
Joey's
taking
taking
your-
Tradeify after dark, literally. That's a good comment.
Yeah.
Tradeify after dark.
Do you don't scale out of your positions, right? You take your full TP.
I mean, if I'm in with 10 micros, I would scale out of this. But right now, if I'm in with 5, there's not really a point, honestly. It's all or nothing.
Is trading a profession where if you were to just talk the terms without anybody that like it's one of those professions where everything sounds dirty, but it's really
Yep.
not. Yeah, it really. Tradeify
Yeah.
after dark. We only go long.
Fill me on this play.
Oh man.
There's a
Man.
gap. Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that, but I'm watching book maps here for you, and it looks like they want to push. They keep pushing these orders.
It does want to push.
Yeah, it's fluctuating on book map.
Yeah.
Just give me a little spike up, like a little
Yeah.
1 minute candle TP hit, and I'm fine. I'm good with that.
Trying to fill these orders now. They just need a little bit more volume. Sellers keep stepping in on that 60 level.
Boundless, he's been talking through every aspect of this trade. He's every time he's made an adjustment, he's talked through his thought process there.
I did indeed. Right now, I mean, I'm just waiting for it to either hit my break even +1 or TP at 22,075 while playing with my fidget spinner, of course.
Of course.
That has to happen.
Looks
Is
like
there
we're gonna
anything,
go up-
Joey?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's that, Joey? Sorry.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
said looks like we're gonna go up and fill those orders at 62.
Yeah.
It's looking
Let's
pretty
see.
good.
Yeah, we just touched it. Joey, is there anything that you do during trades? Like, do you walk away? Do you stare at the charts? Do you play with a fidget spinner? Like, is there anything you do?
I talk to the chat.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's talk to the chat. That's really it. I mean, I give my idea of my trade, show my long or short, and then just talk to the chat and let it play out.
And Joey, I want to know too, because you kind of had mentioned that you went through a rough patch
Oh yeah.
recently. So can you go into that a little? I don't mean to open old wounds here, but I think it might be important for us to kind of hear what you went through and how you got out of it.
Yeah. So I mean, hopefully this can be relatable to everyone. I think a lot of traders, I don't think I know, a lot of traders go through seasons in their trading, right? Whether it's, you go through a hot streak to where you're on massive winning streaks, and then you go through seasons where things may not look so great, right? Where you go through a losing streak and you have to learn how to navigate that and manage it, and as well as manage the emotions that come with that, right? And for me, it was, the first part of this year where we had a little bit more volatility coming in. We had a lot of tariff talk, and what worked for me before all that volatility just wasn't working during that. And so I had to really change how I approached the market, how I traded, because I mean, before I would go for a little bit larger moves in the market. And when we got all that volatility coming into the markets, while it was easier to get a larger move because of the volatility, but I also got stopped out a lot, and I would get either wigged out or I would be right on the trade but wrong on the timing. And it just, there was a lot of different things happening at once at the beginning of this year. It was probably, I will say, it was probably one of my worst slumps that I've been in. And a lot of that, I think, boiled down to learning how to navigate this new market. And I think what was, obviously, I don't like seeing other people go through slumps, but I think a lot of other people were feeling the same way too, because I was seeing, on YouTube, Twitter, everybody else going through maybe something similar that I was. And so, I mean, obviously that was like refreshing to know, like, I'm not the only one going through this. Like, this is not something wrong with me. Like, this is just learning how to navigate the new markets, right? And so really just what helped pull me out again is what I mentioned earlier, is just taking profits, right? I'm okay if I miss a whole move at this point. I just want to make sure I'm putting green on the board to, again, help build my consistency back up, right? And build the confidence back up as well. Because again, confidence as a trader is everything. If you don't have confidence, you're not going to trade probably how you should trade. You're going to take profits too early, or you're going to see red on a trade. You're going to kill it too quick, and then it's going to go in your favor, right? And so for me, pulling out of that was getting in trades and just putting green on the board to build that consistency up and build that confidence up to then, think more clear on the next trades that I take.
So did you have to take any time off? Like, did you have to adjust anything? I know you said you adjusted a little bit, but what was it that sort of helped keep you level-headed? Anything that you did outside of trading?
Oh yeah, I love doing things outside of trading. Like, for me, I have to get outside at this point, because I being a trader and then being on YouTube, making videos and stuff, like, I have to have time to where I get outside.
Got to touch grass at some point.
Yeah, you just have to. Like, if you make trading your entire life, like, you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
absolutely miserable, right? I mean, it starts to eat at you after a period of time. And so for me, it's just getting outside and doing stuff, whether it's with my kids, going outside and doing things with them, or just recently, like, I bought a kayak and I go out kayaking now. I was out there yesterday for 5 hours.
Wow.
Chilling on the water, floating and fishing, right? And so
Nice.
It's just, I don't know, doing things that, like, take your mind off trading, really, and being able to enjoy life, because there's so much more than just sitting at a chart looking at candlesticks. While we're here to, like, make money and do that, like, you can't make it your whole life.
Right. No, 100%. I mean, and this is something common that we get from all of our guests, in terms of everything that you've said so far resonates with what we've been hearing. And, making trading your life is not the goal here, right? It's actually quite the opposite, to trade a lot less. Yeah. You get to a point where it becomes so boring, right? It's not supposed to be exciting and, this flashy, like, pew, 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 oh my God, this is not a casino we're talking about here.
Wait, how was that again? How does that go again?
Pew, 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 pew.
We need that as a sound effect.
I had to do it. But
yeah,
we're looking for these more boring setups, right? We don't want trading to be super exciting. We want it to be boring. We want it to give us the time in order to do other things, because life's not just about doing, staying and looking at the charts. We want to be making sure we're creating the foundation so that we can do other things in life and enjoy life to its fullest capacity. So I love that you said that, because and kayaking, first of all, hold up, kayaking sounds like a blast. Are you near a body of water? Is that something that takes you kind of a...
Oh yeah, I mean, here in Springfield we have James River, we have a couple different lakes that we Table Rock Lake. There's a lot, like, we have a lot of water here.
Yeah. Well, I hope if you invested in a kayak that you're not too far from that. So.
No, yeah.
Well, I got to ask the important question then. Missouri or Missouri?
Missouri.
Okay. All right.
Is that people call it Missouri?
Oh yeah, there's people who
I figured the two non-Midwesterners would definitely not get that, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely don't. Missouri.
Missouri.
All right, that's a new one.
Never heard that before, but all right.
That is a thing. There are some people that will say that.
My grandma, born and raised in Missouri, was very Missouri. My mom, same way, Missouri. So, you know.
Okay. All right.
Funny.
Well, I was today years old when I found that out, so
Yeah, same.
good to know.
Your long's looking pretty juicy here.
Yeah, it's going looking really good right now.
For that final 10-point push.
All right. Give it up
That's
for
what I would
Nick,
like to
guys,
see.
in the chat here, making this
The
trade
patience
work
is
out.
great on that, Nick. Sticking to your trading plan. Love it.
Yeah, this has been going on for quite a while now. I entered it at 10:35, and it's now 11:05. I've been sitting in this for 30 minutes.
Well, you're kind of used to like these slower moves though in the London session, right?
No, like funny enough, yes, sometimes, but my usual moves in London are way faster than this.
Interesting. Okay.
Ridiculously slow.
Yeah.
Especially for a US session trade. This is, and if it stops me out at break even now, that would be very, very nasty. Like,
So
think
your
about
stop
it.
is at break even now.
What's that?
Your stop is at break even now. It's hard for me to see your chart.
Yeah, break even +1. So
Got
if
it. Okay.
like the worst that could happen is I get stopped out with 1 point.
What was your entry?
46.50.
Okay.
But I just don't like getting stopped out at break even and then see my P&L be red after commissions. So that's why I always move it to break even +1.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know, weird tick.
Oh, my camera died.
Like-
Chat.
Oh no!
My camera's overheating. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's been doing that lately. I
I'm
might
telling
have to
you,
get...
there's some tech giant out there that is just
Yeah.
like destroying people's.
Who did Brett piss off?
Yeah.
Joey, it's funny, like my camera does the same thing. I literally had to install like a mobile AC that is right below the camera, blowing cold air towards it, otherwise it overheats.
What cameras are you guys using?
Yeah. Right.
Well,
I mean, I use a Sony A7 III. It's a DSLR. It's a
yeah, I use something similar.
yeah, it's a pretty nice camera. But yeah, I mean, also my light too is like right behind it, so it's not helping.
Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, said A is saying, tell him to drink iced coffee to cool it off.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
We're sorry, Joey.
I'll
We're
be
sorry.
attacked all day for this.
Yeah, it feels like this one's gonna follow you for a while.
It is. Yeah, it's forever here. It's never going away.
We just need to get a shirt to wear on stream now that says "fuck your iced coffee."
For as long as I'm on the internet, it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, the internet does not forget.
No,
No,
it doesn't.
definitely not.
I
No,
think we're gonna have to like settle this once and for all, though. We need the chat to really let us know. I mean,
need a
we're about to
poll.
throw a
Yeah,
poll
I'll
up
say
here,
do a
but
poll.
Let's do a
let's do
poll.
Let's do a poll. Are
You
we?
can
are
only
we
choose
team
one:
ice
iced coffee or hot coffee. There it is.
or matcha? Or
Oh, there we
matcha?
go.
Or matcha. I'll go with matcha because I don't drink coffee. Somebody in the chat is saying, Taylor saying, Nick, when your TP hits, use it to go buy a new camera. Funny enough, I actually do have a cinema camera at home, but I might have to hook that one up. I got stopped out break even. This was a shitty trade.
Oh,
Ugly.
super frustrating.
Ugly. Well, I made half a point, so.
We're getting.
You got a
some
cinema
phone
camera,
pressure,
so is
yeah.
that like? Are you gonna film like a trailer? For a movie
Wait,
that's
no,
not like,
I'll get it for
In a
you.
world-
1 sec.
in a world where traders are stopped out of their trades, one man stands against it all. Nick Metzger stars
go.
in Full Port
There you go.
Friday.
Can you see that?
Oh
good
wow.
Lord.
Why don't you use that when you're
Huge. Well, the thing is, if I would use that, the stream would probably explode. It already died today like 3 times. So no, the reason I have that is because I was running my own video production company from 2016 up to 2022, and then I sold that. So I kept the camera, and the buyer never wanted that one because they use different cameras. So I kept it, and just I don't know. I have it as an accessory now.
What's the price tag on that bad boy?
Guess. Take a guess.
In US dollars, I'm gonna say 12 to 15.
Okay.
Okay,
Mariam,
12 to
what's your guess?
15,000.
Ooh, yeah, I think it's up there. I would say probably at least north of 10. 10K.
Okay. Joey, any guesses?
I'm gonna go with Miriam on that. Probably north.
All right.
Let's keep talking though, because the market is clearly not like.
So real quick before we jump into that, I did hop in a short while we were in mid conversation there. So I am in 22,039 short for micros there.
All right.
So this goes back to
near yesterday, previous day high. So
this goes back to that initial balance. Like when I see weakness coming below it, coming back within it, this will be that failed auction that I was talking about, where I'm at least going to try to target 50% of the IB. And so this is that failed auction.
Oh yeah, the selling pressure is hot right now.
There's comments out from the U.S. Commerce Secretary Lutnick. Basically, some of the China tariffs are he's talking tough right now. So that's what's happening right here.
So I did take it off at that 50%, right above that 50% mark. So we came down to VWAP there. We came down to VWAP, and I did take it off there for a nice little profit.
Congrats, great trade. I'm glad I got stopped out break even, to be honest. All right, let's actually solve the quiz here. With all the accessories and everything, I paid around 35K for it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like even just an SSD, which is like the memory card for it, it's a 512 gigabyte SSD, costs like 1.5K, just the SSD.
Wow.
Okay, if that was that expensive, I wouldn't be waving it around on stream like it's gonna fall out of your hand.
No, he's like.
Oh man. Yeah, great trade, Troy.
That was a super fast.
What
trade.
was your reason for the entry?
So going back to the initial balance high, right? When I look for failed auctions or failures of those levels. Now, granted, this felt very much like somebody said something, but when I see weakness coming back in that initial balance high, indicating some sort of failure, that's when I'll take it short. And so when we saw that come down, the entry was, what was the entry? It was 22,039. So pretty much immediately, once we came back within the IB high and engulfed all of this consolidation that we had, that's when I took it short and wrote it down. And I took it out at 22,004. So it was once we got that bounce off VWAP there is where I took it out. We did come down just above the 50% of the retracement there. But once we got that bounce off VWAP, I went in and killed it and took the profit.
Nice.
Excellent.
So
we are retracing this.
Those levels. I love IB. Right. It's just it's been my bread and butter strategy. And so anytime I can get a good weakness at that level, I'm gonna take it probably 10 out of 10 times.
Nice. But that was Matt. You were mentioning that there was a catalyst behind that. No.
Yeah, so apparently, I don't know where or what, but Commerce Secretary Lutnick is making some. I mean, listen, people can get shitty in the comments with me if they want, but one of the biggest problems that Trump has had in both his terms has been messaging, right? Like he doesn't. We saw this a couple of weeks ago with the trade representative was on CNBC saying, no, we're not raising, and Trump raised them via tweet. Like this guy looked like a deer in headlights. In fact, I think he turned into a meme for the day. But you know, and so we don't really know this or that or whatever, but Trump has generally stayed out of this negotiation. I know he tweeted this morning, but you didn't hear him going back and forth and, you know, using the carrot or the stick during all this. But, you know, so a lot of optimism. And now we have somebody coming out who's basically saying, you know, we haven't given up our best stuff yet. China's still going to have to play, you know, and again, these are two world leaders that do not back down, for better, for worse, whatever. Xi and Trump, they did it in December of 2018. You know, those of us who were trading at the time saw a year's gains evaporate in a matter of a couple of weeks. Oh, the trading was glorious during that time, though. I had some spy puts that basically were 70-something% of my trading profits for the year in two trades. But it was kind of the Wild West, and it seemed like the messaging's been a little better this time around. But if we start having people contradict what's out there, and the Treasury Secretary is saying one thing, the Commerce Secretary is another, the President tweets that what do the markets not like? Uncertainty. right? What drives the markets down? Mostly uncertainty outside of major, economic news events, et cetera, et cetera. So, whereas, the initial messaging was very positive, and now we're walking that back a little bit. I will tell you, if China comes out and says, anything negative, it could drop us to low a days, and it could go from there. It's a little bit of the Wild West. So yeah, my guess is, this isn't a big enough of a pullback that people are ready to reject the news this morning, but you can tell right there that people were saying, I'm not nuts about this. So again, we'll see what the messaging is like for the rest of the day, and then we have some more economic data coming tomorrow. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah. We are in this range now, though. We are retesting the 50% retracement of this. We're still back at that, the 20 area. Let's see if we can get back up above 40, and then we'll see if we take out this whole move.
Yep. Also, I saw Background Nick just updated my P&L to $-4. Thank you, Background Nick.
Hey, you made something, okay? Or you didn't lose all of it, but that was all commission fees, probably.
Yeah, I got stopped at 0.5 point in profit. So after commissions, that there goes to $4.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're also gonna share Joey's socials here shortly in the chat, because I want to make sure that you guys have the ability to follow him. We're gonna put that in the chat and pin it to the chat. So make sure to follow him as soon as that pops up.
I did see somebody ask in the chat a couple of times to go over or what the initial balance is. So I'll just go over it real quick again, just for the person asking there. But the initial balance is just the first hour of the trading session. So it first hour puts in a high and a low. It's kind of like what people trade with the opening range breakout, the 15-minute orb. Except the initial balance is the first hour of the market open. And so you just take the high and the low of that first hour. And then for my strategy, I look for either failures of those levels or breakouts and continuations. And so it's very comparable to the 15-minute orb, but it's just on a larger time frame.
Yeah. Yeah, there were multiple people asking, actually. Very true.
All right. Well, it looks like hot coffee is also the winner. I don't know if we went over that, but
I was hoping so, because if it was iced coffee, I might have to see myself out. I don't know.
There we go. Yeah.
He just retires, walks off stream, and is never seen or heard from again.
My camera might die for good. So.
Yeah, there you go. They tend to do that when they're thrown against a wall.
Joey's YouTube is now pinned to the chat, guys. So make sure to leave him a subscription there, because he does amazing content. I watched his full interview that he did with Brett, the CEO of Tradeify. Check that out too. It's really worth it.
Yeah, that was a good interview. That was really solid. That's one thing I really appreciate with Brett is he's in the public eye. Like, he comes out and talks and makes himself, visible to all the traders. And so I think that's something it's very respectable. Yeah,
100% agree. 100% agree. Is there anything that you look at right now for another trade, Joey, or are you pretty much done for the day?
I'm up 350 on all of my Tradeify. I have 5 Tradeify funded accounts. They're 100Ks. So on all 5 of those, I'm up 358.
Nice.
So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Let's see, what time is it? 10:18. I might look for, depending on how we do around this initial balance high, if we want to get continuation from it, maybe I look for a continuation play. But right now, I feel like I'm in a spot where I can be done for the day if I need be. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
We have an accusation in the chat here that you are turning off your camera to drink your iced coffee. Can you confirm or deny this?
I can deny it. The only 2 things I have here, chat, is my Celsius and my glass of water.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All right. That's proof. Enough proof.
I'm sure somebody on Reddit will be breaking that down later.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
Love that.
Yeah, actually, we can go over the leaderboard here in a second too. Joey, not sure. Are you trading live with Tradeify currently, or are you?
I have 5
trading
sim funded accounts, so I'm not
Okay.
live. Yeah, so I just have the 5 sim funded accounts.
Okay.
I imagine
nice.
you'll be up with live sooner rather than later.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Then you
working
get to
on it.
talk to Coach Tank.
Yeah, we're feeling good over here. We're feeling good. We did go through a slump in the beginning of this year, but I feel like we've got our footing now. We're feeling good. So I'm eyeing that leaderboard on the live accounts.
Well, the official Tradeify account just said in the chat, soon Joey will be live. So
Let's go.
I think you're on the right track. But we're definitely going to show that leaderboard shortly and show you who's leading currently the top 10 of our live traders. These are also the traders, by the way, guys, that Coach Tank that we had on yesterday, he's coaching them for free. So if you're a live trader at Tradeify, you're getting Coach Tank as your coach for free. But currently in the top spot, we had a switch up. PW went down to second place, and we now have Moretta back at first. We have Richard C on third place, Mohammed fourth, and Victor O on fifth place. Then Sergey, Tsinghua, Mohit, Kevin, and wait, how do you pronounce that? Ankal? I don't know. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong, but they're all crushing it. Very well done. Our live traders at Tradeify are killing it. So I hope to see you soon on that, Joey.
We're working on it. We're gonna get there.
So I can give you the shout out.
We're gonna get there.
Oh yeah, we'll get
Believe that we will be there.
Nice.
We'll have you back on for sure when we. I mean, before that as well, but we got to have you on when that happens so that we can go over that, how that journey went for you.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
We're struggling at this 2240 area as well. So, got to see us get it back above. What would you think is likely to happen in this scenario, Joey, considering the price action that we've been seeing?
Right now, I'm leaning a little bit towards just consolidation. I really don't at this point. I really don't think. I'm not really leaning towards any type of trend right now. It feels like price has slowed down quite a bit. I mean, we did have that little move, that big move down based off somebody speaking and mentioning something, but it feels like other than that, price has really slowed, and we're still within the initial balance range. We're just above that 15-minute orb. I think we just have consolidation for some time now.
I will jump in here and say I do not have a position, but I am sticking in a sell stop at 22,020. If we pull back below the tolerance band of +1 standard deviation, I'm going to play for a move to VWAP. I don't know that we'll get there. Yesterday, I had 3 orders out, and not a damn one of them was filled. So we could continue the streak. But I always, I know sometimes we have to get into things very quickly. We have to kind of report after the fact. I want to just let you guys know that I have that. If we go above 2260, I pull that order. Mm-hmm. So if we get a pop to the upside, I'm not going to mess around with it.
Fair enough.
And of course, we're coming towards the end of the stream here. So if we don't get filled, we don't get filled. So kind of before we begin to kind of wrap up here, we want to say goodbye to Joey. Joey, any closing thoughts for the traders? First of all, we appreciate you sticking around as long as you did today. This was a great conversation.
Yeah, 100%.
And I can tell you this: I'll reach out to you on socials. We're not that far apart. We can team up and do some of those skits. I love to do that crazy shit too.
Yeah,
so
let me know. We're only a few hours apart, so just let me know.
Absolutely. It's got to be
a kayak right away.
Kayak.
Yeah. Just kayak your way up to the Mississippi. I'll meet you there. I'll pick you up.
Yeah. I'm going to do that. No, I would say the biggest thing for me is, and I preach this over and over, even outside of trading. And I would encourage everybody to just really plant this in your brain, especially as a trader, but focus on the longer term, right? And don't get too focused on the intraday side of things. Something I fully believe in is if you win the weeks, you win the months. And if you win the months, you win the year, right? And so if you have that mindset, then that's really going to help you stay grounded in not only trading, but everything you do outside of trading in your life, whether it be another business you're working on or relationships, friendship, it doesn't matter. It could be anything, right? And just focus on that longer term view where you're just focused on winning the weeks, because that ultimately compounds into winning the months, and those months compound to winning the year. That's one thing I'd leave you with.
Fire. Love that.
Very
You heard
true.
it here, guys. Joey with the nuggets. Joey, loved having you on the stream today. We look forward to also having you in the future. And we wish you great luck with all your trading endeavors. Guys, if you haven't followed Joey yet, we pinned his YouTube channel and all his other socials on the chat. So give him a follow. Thank you so much, Joey, for joining us today.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you, Joey.
All right, guys. So we are coming kind of to the end here. So obviously I will just tell you this. I will leave this order on at least till the end of the stream. If I'm filled at 22,020, I have half off right at VWAP. And as VWAP changes, I'll move this around. And then we'll see how far the rest can go if it goes. I was expecting a little bit of a push down. We're just not really seeing it right now. Once the stream is over, I will pull the order just so nobody has to wonder. But if how I get filled in these last few minutes, 22,020, and I would probably set my stop up at 40. So give myself about 20 handles.
We're coming down.
There.
We're getting it right now.
A little bit. Quick, Trump, tweet something, damn it.
Something like yesterday is going to happen where the second we get off,
No,
we'll get the move.
Today we're getting it. Well, we want to see Matt getting filled today. Come on.
Yeah. I had two of them were really nice setups yesterday that just the price action ran away from my entry. But yeah, it's we'll see what happens here. But in the meantime, guys, as I'm watching this, let's drop a little bit here. Let's go.
Oh, I think you're getting filled.
There we go. I got filled. Beautiful.
Nice. Finally. Very nice.
We had to do it right before the stream.
That's how this always works.
Nice.
You know?
Nice little push here.
Where's your
Selling
stop
is still coming
I'm
in.
setting the stop at 40.
40. All right. Is there a reason why you set your stop at 40 and not like above that?
If it gets up here, it's going to keep going. So like I always look at these areas here, and also this is above the tolerance band. My entry is based on a break of the low of the tolerance band, so I've got to set my stop up here above the top. But I don't want to go all the way up here because I do like to trim. Let's be honest, we get back up to 40, we're probably gonna, especially after this candle, we're probably gonna run to the top, right? So yeah. Oh, Leah, this is like my 5th trade on here. I took a few the first 3 or 4 streams. We just haven't had many setups, at least not for me on there. But yeah, it's
what's your position size?
8 micros. 8
All
micros short at 22,020. All right, guys. Well, I will. So four contracts, I'm gonna take half off at VWAP. We'll drag the rest. If I get filled on this at VWAP, the rest of my stop will be at 22,000 because that's the next area of support that I've got to get through. All right. Well, in the meantime, guys, so I've got my set stop. I'm not gonna adjust any of this. Actually, guys, just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do right now, so you guys don't, for transparency's sake, I'm gonna go ahead and exit the full position if we get to VWAP. All right, so basically I've got about a 2-to-1 risk reward keyed up here, so I'm pretty happy with that. So that's my, let me drag here so you can see these orders a little clearer. That's how I'm setting this up, guys. Win or lose, that's what it'll be. So anyway, guys, we'll send it around the horn to say goodbye. And we can leave my chart up here if anything happens while we're talking. But guys, really appreciate you tuning in to another edition of Tradeify TV. And Nick, take us home.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much for being here. As usual, we appreciate you. This would not be the same without you guys in the chat. So appreciate you being active. Appreciate you asking questions, making funny comments. We're always down for that. I definitely don't want to say goodbye yet because I want to see how this trade plays out. That's for sure. So I want to stick around for a couple minutes. But
it's more likely to stop out earlier than not. So if we're sticking around 5 minutes, I'm probably in trouble. If we're sticking around a half hour, I got a shot.
No, let's get your TP hit within 5 minutes. I mean, look at that candle from before. It worked too. So let's just open the Fed's mouth or something.
Somebody tweet at Trump to tell him to say China sucks or something. And
yeah, exactly.
Go from there.
But in the meantime, obviously, from my end, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. But the final words, as usual, from our one and only Macho Mommy.
Thank you guys. Yeah, we definitely had a great session today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be back on tomorrow as well, so make sure you're tuned in with us at 8:30 Eastern. And like always, guys, make sure you're practicing gratitude every single day. Make sure you tell someone you love them. Make sure that you go hug someone today as well, and show yourself some love and some grace. So, as always, we love you guys, and go be great.
So every time you run again, you can't do it, you do this thing.